Hope you guys had a great weekend. In this video, we got a bunch of stocks that I am watching for this week. In this video, I want to go really in deep. Last week, we absolutely killed it. So if you take a look at our swing trades, Amazon contracts hit over 400%. We absolutely killed it on Amazon, on Google. All of these stocks went through with our setup, and we ended up having a amazing profitable week. And these were my buy and sell alerts. These hit over 400%. We definitely absolutely killed it in the Discord. So if you have not already, make sure to join the Discord, link in the description, and let's get started with the stocks that we are watching in for this week. Because these videos, I talk about the stocks, but if you want to live buy and sell alerts, I do all of that in the Discord. So let's get started with the economic calendar. Now, this week is very interesting because we have 4th of July on Thursday, and the markets are going to be closed. And typically during times of holidays, just expect a little bit lower volume and expect some choppiness, because during the holidays, we want to take days off. We want to celebrate or, take a vacation. So especially this week, just expect some choppiness and expect some boring price action. So we have to be aware of that. And then Wednesday, the market is closing early. It closes a couple hours early, so just be aware of that. We have a half day on Wednesday, okay, because of Independence Day. So those are the two things. Expect low volume. And then the third thing, we have Fed Chair Powell speaking on Tuesday. And then on Friday, we have unemployment rate and Fed monetary policy report. So these things, whenever the Fed talks or we have the Fed monetary policy report, that really affects the economy and the markets. So just be aware of that. And as always, the news is very important because the technical analysis might shine through. It might look good, but at the end of the day, any news can really bring the markets down or up. So just be aware of that. We have a lot going on in the economic calendar today, but let's get started with the watch list. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, the top 500 stocks in the stock market. It is right now consolidating. So this is what I want to see. We zoom out a little bit, you guys can see all of our previous consolidation patterns. Whenever I'm making a newsletter or a video, this is a very, very common theme. So right now, yet again, we are consolidating, and consolidation is good because we are trading sideways and we are getting ready for a move. Now again, we can have explosive moves to the upside like here, or if we are in a downtrend, explosive move to the downside. So right now, we are not in a downtrend. Okay, we are just consolidating. So how we react to these levels is very important. Now, the first strategy that we can do is we can simply just buy calls off the level of support and short at the top, or buy calls to play the breakout to the upside. So these are the two strategies that you can do. The most simple way, in my opinion, is going to be just trading the support, buying calls. If you trade futures, you can buy in at the level of support and scalp off of that. But the most important thing is, how will the market react? We really need to hold $542. If we do not hold this level, okay, we have room to the downside. So we are bearish below $542. If we start breaking this level, we have a massive gap to the downside, and this is going to be a nice put play to the downside. So I'll be watching puts for the S&P 500. If we break to the upside, we have room to the downside. But yes, the SPY is looking very interesting. We are consolidating. And when we are consolidating, we got a bunch of setups that I want to talk about, a bunch of other setups. So next we have QQQ, which is the tech ETF, which is also forming and consolidating something. So one thing that we have to be aware of, that we had a massive move, a massive explosive move on tech stocks like Amazon and Google and Apple and Tesla. And now they are starting to consolidate. Even Apple stock, Apple stock is forming a potential setup here. So we have these tech stocks that just had a massive explosive move that are just consolidating right here. And these consolidation patterns are really, really good because the overall trend is still to the upside, but we just need these consolidation patterns. So taking a look at QQQ, it does look good. Okay, we are setting up for a potential play here, but just like SPY, we need to hold this level of support or else we have more room to the downside. So both SPY and QQQ are looking good. Now the first play that I am watching for this week is Meta stock. Meta stock here looks absolutely incredible. We played Apple. Okay, Apple was our first play where we played the ascending triangle. Okay, on Discord, you guys can go on, check on the Discord. We absolutely killed it with Apple. Then we played Google. Then we played Amazon. Okay, all of these stocks simply just breaking out of the consolidation pattern. But Meta is really lagging behind. Meta has been consolidating for a while now. Since March, Meta has been consolidating. We also have this inverse head and shoulder. So we have this consolidation going on, and then we have this very simple channel. Now, this is the technical analysis aspect of Meta. If we take a look at the market cap, okay, we're taking a look at the market cap right here. Amazon is worth $2 trillion. So Amazon and Google are $2 trillion. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia are $3 trillion. Then we could see that Meta is lagging way behind Amazon, okay, over $800 billion. But if we take a look at the earnings, even Meta has better earnings compared to Amazon, while there is a $800 billion difference between these two stocks. So this is something to just visualize and to take a look at, just something to keep an eye on. When I'm taking a look at Meta, and Meta is in need of a run. We had, explosive moves on all of these stocks, Amazon, Apple, Google, Nvidia, all of these stocks, and Meta has been lagging behind, and we're taking a look at the setup, and the setup is looking incredible for Meta stock. Now, the ideal entry would be right at the level of support. We have our first price target at the resistance 513, but I'm taking a look at 1 month out expiration for Meta contracts. Again, the overall trend is definitely to the upside, but I just really love this resistance right here and this consolidation pattern with the inverse head and shoulder. So I'll keep you guys updated on the Discord, and let's talk about our next setup, which is on Shopify. So Shopify looks very, very interesting right here. So if you go to our swing trades, we have played Shopify before. Okay, we have played Shopify. We have played Shopify many, many times. We had a nice 92% on Shopify by buying calls at the level of support. And this is a very, very similar play to our previous Shopify play. And we also had another setup here, which we played. We played calls at the level of support. You could have also played the breakout to the upside. We're taking a look at Shopify right here, and we have very similar, same pattern to Meta. Looks just like Meta or our previous Microsoft plays. Microsoft is actually having the setup right now. This was going to be on my weekly watch list. I was going to play it at market open, but I slept through. But this is a very, very common pattern. So Meta has this, Microsoft, and Shopify also has this very similar pattern like Meta. But the ideal entry is right at the level of support. Okay, we want to buy in at the level of support for Shopify. Okay, this is the perfect entry. So you could buy weekly calls right at the level of support, play a quick bounce, sell it for like 100% gain right here. But this is the ideal entry, and then 67.25 price target. So it all depends on time and what expiration you get. But we're taking a look at the bigger time frame. We also have this very nice gap to the upside. So to potentially fill this gap to the upside, this is definitely one of my best plays that I'm watching for this week. So we got Meta and we got Shopify, two great plays. Next we got T-Mobile, okay? T-Mobile here is looking amazing. So we have been consolidating for T-Mobile for like a full half year. We were consolidating and then it broke out. We had a massive breakout to the upside. Now we are consolidating and we are setting up for another move to the upside. So T-Mobile close today was amazing and this chart just looks really nice. Like a month out expiration is going to be looking very good for T-Mobile. So price target, we got 182, which is the yearly high. If we take a look at the bigger picture, this is pretty much the all-time highs, so the trend is to the upside. But my price target, again, would be around this resistance, around like a 2% move, which is a very, very conservative price target. But we're taking a look at the overall trend. It looks great. The ideal entry would be right at the level of support. The only thing that I don't like about T-Mobile is the way that it trades. So I'll have to take a look at a closer picture on the contracts, and I'll let you guys know in the Discord. But looking, by the way it trades, I don't like the price action here. So look at like this choppiness or something like over here. These candlesticks are not looking good. And I really want high volume, especially with options. So I'll have to see on how the options look, and I'll keep you guys updated on the Discord to see if I like the setup and if I want to play it this week or next week. Next, we got to play on Bitcoin. So I made a whole video on Bitcoin, so make sure to watch the previous video. I bought in some more today, accumulating more and more and more and more. Very simple, support, resistance, buying the low, selling the high. We have been consolidating for a while now. You can play Riot shares. We talked about the Riot setup. So if you have not already, make sure to watch the previous video on Bitcoin. I go in really in deep. I talk about the market caps. I talk about the rainbow chart. So make sure to watch the full video on Bitcoin. But we really got the confirmation today. We bounced off the level of support, and the play on Bitcoin is looking very, very nice. Again, Bitcoin is one of my biggest positions, and this just looks very, very nice, and I'm very excited. Price target and end of the year is $100,000 per Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. This is my biggest investment. But now let's talk about Snow. So last week we had a bunch of great setups. A bunch of setups like PANW, Snow, all of these broke out. We absolutely killed it. And now we are up over 10%, like 15% on shares alone for Snow. Now, the one thing that I want to set is I want to set a automatic stop loss. So the stop loss is closed below, $124. That is going to be our automatic stop loss. I'm having an automatic stop loss because sometimes I'm just not watching the stock and we like gap down 10%, 20%. Or whatever for shares. So we're already up 10% for Snow, so we're going to set our stop loss at break even, but we're taking a look at the big picture for Snow stock. We literally bought in at the complete low at the bottom, the perfect time, the perfect entry. So we really have no reason to sell. We are up over 10 to 15%, but we're talking about a conservative, at least a 43% gain. Now, the great thing is that we have shares, so we don't, we're not relying on time, but we have moments where we just consolidate for like a couple of weeks or like a couple of months. So it is really going to be on you. I'm going to be personally holding my shares until we hit 40% gains right at the level of resistance. And we talked about a lot of other plays like Snow, like Robinhood, like these shares. When you buy at the absolute low, you're getting gains at like 200%. So Robinhood was one. We talked about Coinbase, and Snow is really a very, very similar setup. So it is really going to be on you. 340, 300, 400% gain by buying off the complete bottom. So for Snow, we literally caught the bottom, so it is going to be on you. I'm going to be holding my shares. I'm loving this setup on Snow, and yeah, I'm excited for Snow, but just have that stop loss at break even. So next we got American Airlines. I'm in 300 shares, and then I got a excuse me. And then I got a options contract. So I got an options contract for the small account challenge, and pretty much like the play is solid. It's just the time and the options that we have. So I'm still holding American Airlines. The price action is just ridiculous on the daily time frame. But our break even was like $12 for our American Airline contracts, and I'm holding in shares. It's just going to be a matter of time. Like, this really is just a waiting game, playing the bounce off the level of support. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated on American Airlines going into next week. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe with notifications on. Make sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video. And other than that, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord, and have, a great week. See you.